Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I have a really fun video today. I'm just going to be discussing and sharing with you guys my favorite fragrance notes. So I'm going to start with my top 10. Obviously I love more than 10. The first note that I want to introduce you guys to is very sensual, is very deep, that I really have been loving is rum/cognac. So even though they are different notes, I decided to class them as the same because I feel like they give exactly the same vibe and they're both like alcoholic drinks. So my favorite rum notes are Dark Rum by Marlin and Goats, Voyage à Paris, which I actually have in my collection. This is by Fragrance du Bois. I also really like Narcotic Delight. That is not in my collection, but that is cognac, not rum. I also love Side Effects. Is probably one of the best rum scents available on the market right now ever. And obviously Angel Share. Angel Share is cognac, not rum, but it's absolutely delicious. Next note that I love to share with you guys that is one of my favorites right now and is great for the summertime is raspberry/berry notes. The reason why I paired those together is sometimes when brands name a note as berry notes, raspberry is one of the berry notes in that. So while specifically raspberry I'm in love with, I appreciate the sharpness that raspberry brings to a perfume. Angel Nova, Delina Exclusive, Meliora, La Nuit Trésor by Lancôme, Tuscan Leather by Tom Ford, Rude Oud by Fragrance du Bois, Tutti 20 by Hermes, and Oriana by Perfume de Marly as well. Next fragrance note that I'm absolutely obsessed with, and it's probably number one on this list, is oud/incense/frankincense. I know that they may consider be different categories, but the thing is that I kind of consider them the same because they all have a similar vibe. Because oud, when it's burned, turns into incense, and frankincense is incense when it's burned. So it's kind of very similar and they have a similar vibe. I appreciate the depth and darkness that it brings to perfumes. So some of my favorite ouds right now are Ombre Nomade by Louis Vuitton, Rude Oud by Fragrance du Bois, Oud Maracuja by Maison Cuveli, Delina Exclusive. The oud note in that, the incense in that is very, very light. I also really like Oud Satin Mood. My favorite oud, to be honest, it's in my collection. I'm lucky to have it. Encens Suave by Matière Première is also very nice. It's quite a deep oud, not as a deep incense, sorry, not as light as Delina. And also Black Afghano by Nasomato. Honestly, even though that's a men's fragrance, I would wear that. And also Portrait of a Lady by Frederic Malle. Portrait of a Lady is, I would say, the perfect combination of fruity notes and oud, because I think it has fruits, berry, and oud in it. That is such a sensual, sexy lady perfume. Honestly, I don't know why I didn't include that on my Valentine's Day list, but honestly, amazing. Next perfume note that I am absolutely obsessed with and was a fairly recent discovery, only discovered the end of last year, is aldehyde. Aldehydes, I appreciate the cleanliness and crispness it brings to perfumes. I need someone to please make an aldehyde/raspberry combination. I'll be the first person in line to buy it. Anybody, can you hear me? Any brands watching, please do this. So some of my favorite aldehydes are Chanel No. 5, 724 by MFK, Acne Studios, Velea, Blanche by Byredo, and Lazy Sunday Morning. Next perfume note that I am completely obsessed with and I have been talking a lot recently about on my channel is Peach. With Peach, I appreciate the sweetness that it brings to a perfume and it's just so girly and juvenile. Some of my favorite peaches are the original Velea, Acne Studios, and something I have in my collection, Tamarindo by Memo Paris, Tamarindo, Fleur du Pêche, but this is not really spoken about, but this is one of the best peach fragrances on the market right now. It's made by L'artisan Parfumé. So, so delicious. So, so sweet. Flower of Immortality and also 100 Silent Ways. So with some other like famous peaches are the new peach Peche Mirage by Guerlain. I didn't really like that. That smelled like peach scented shower gel. I did not like that. I didn't think it belonged in a perfume. If it was a shower gel, it would be great. It kind of reminded me like if Jo Malone made a peach shower gel. That's the vibe it gave. Also another peach that's famous that I'm not really liking is the Sarah Baker one, Peach's Revenge. I felt like it smelled more like a peach smoothie rather than a true peach. So like imagine like a peach yogurt that people, you know, the peach yogurts we used to have in childhood. That's what Sarah Baker's Peach's Revenge smells like. I didn't really like that. And then the third peach that I'm not really a fan of is Bitter Peach by Tom Ford. It's too sharp and can be a bit cloying. I think it's greater for younger girls, for teenage girls. So on the topic of fruity notes, another fragrance note that I'm completely obsessed with is mango. So with mango, I appreciate the true fruitiness that it brings to a perfume. It's so tropical and it's almost like you're eating a sweet. So my favorite mangoes right now on the market are my one and only number one, Moonlight in Heaven. This fragrance, side note, is actually one of my introductions to the perfume industry. This was one of the first perfumes I smelled and I absolutely fell in love with. I also really like God of Fire. It's a nice mango. It's not the best, but it's a nice one. I also really like Mango Skin by Wilhelm Parfumerie, a super duper lovely one. And I love the bottle, it's very unique. Mango Oud by Gritty. I personally have not smelled it, but I've heard really good reviews about it. And honestly, I love oud. I've never heard of the combo of mango and oud, so I feel like that would be interesting to try. And finally, Karaoke Heart by Juicebox. So girly, so juicy, so bubbly. It's kind of very tropical as well. If you don't know what the word karaoke means, karaoke actually means like someone who's a native of the city of Rio de Janeiro in Brazil. So it really has a nod to that tropical vibe. So it kind of reminds you of like you're on a tropical holiday, you know, in the city center of Rio de Janeiro on Copacabana Beach, you know, playing a beach ball. What is it? Yeah, so it gives that vibe. Okay, final fruit note that I want to touch on is lychee or litchi. They could be spelled both ways, but on Fragrantica it's spelled litchi. Anyways, the reason why I really like lychee is because I appreciate the juvenileness that it brings to perfume. This is a very juvenile perfume note. So some of my favorite lychees right now are Tutti Twilly by Hermes, Angel Nova, Teriac by Lattafa. That's the new one that Quentin Pisha released with Lattafa last year. And then he also released the Intense later. A Trap Rev by Louis Vuitton is such a nice kind of elegant, elevated lychee. And also I really like the Lean Exclusive, obviously, which I have in my collection. And then Very Good Girl by Carolina Herrera. Very Good Girl is the red high heel, I believe. Now, has to be my best floral note after rose. This is number 2 in florals for me. Dare I even say number 1? Honestly, is tuberose. I appreciate the lightness that it brings to perfumes, and even though it's light, it's very, very prominent note. You can almost always instantly detect it in any perfume that you smell that has tuberose in it. So some of my favorite tuberose right now, Tuberose Astral by Maison Crivelli. This is the best tuberose on the market, to be honest. It's so sexy. I'm obsessed with it. I can't wait for summer to start wearing this. I also really like Good Girl Gone Bad. That's a nice tuberose by Kinyan. I really like L'Interdit Absolu. The whole L'Interdit collection has tuberose. That's the commonality throughout the collection, but my favorite of the L'Interdit collection is the Absolu. So delicious. It also combines with the rum that I spoke about at the beginning of the video. I also really like Gozo by Jeroboam. Really nice. It's also got a slight fruity note to it. Very summer friendly. And also 100 Silent Ways. I've mentioned this before, but it also has peach in it. It's a very nice summer scent. I feel like it's quite underrated, honestly. Next fragrance note that I'm absolutely obsessed with is musk. A bit about musk is actually a base note, so it's very common to find in a lot of perfumes, and I think it acts like a glue. It really ties all of the ingredients together. And honestly, I appreciate the groundness that it brings to perfume. It's a very clean girl note. So some of my favorite musks is Musk Therapy, Low Papier, Gentle Fluidity, Narciso Rodriguez for Her, Musk Palace by Jovoy. Honestly, that's the best musk in my opinion. So good. And that's on my spring summer wish list, which I'll be doing a video about soon. The one of the best musk fragrances on the market. I swear to God, you guys have to try it. And it's super cheap too. Also, I really like Blanche by Byredo. The only problem with Blanche is that the lasting power is just not there. But when it is, you're just in heaven. And another musk that I like is Levan Sense, the Georgina Rodriguez collab. Really nice. It's heavy. It's got that traditional Arab heaviness, but it's still got that Mediterranean lightness, citrus, the musk together. I think this is a best of both worlds in one perfume. Final note that I'll be talking about in this video that I'm obsessed with is oak moss. No one really talks about oak moss, but oak moss is a really underrated note. It's the best way I would describe oak moss is it smells like something is gone slightly off, like slightly moldy, but in a nice way. I don't know how to explain it. It's just like it just smells like something's gone off. And when you look at the science behind oak moss, it makes sense because oak moss is actually the mold that comes off a tree, the oak tree, I believe. But it makes the perfume smell slightly off, but in a really nice way. Like, I know that sounds weird, but you have to try it. So some of my favorite oak mosses that I would like you to try so you can see what I'm talking about is Essentia by Loewe, Rhapsody, Dior, and Greenly. Greenly personally is a really nice oak moss. It's got a green apple scent to it as well. Very nice for the guys. And also Essentia. I really love Essentia by Loewe, but I personally am still discovering more about oak moss myself. I don't think people are really using it in their scents as much, but I will prefer for it to become more popular because it's such an underrated note. Thank you guys for watching. I am so happy that you guys enjoyed part one of my favorite fragrance notes. The only reason is because I have so many notes that I'm obsessed with, and it will be too long to put in one video. So I'll be doing part two very soon. It will be released next week. And I'll be doing subsequent parts as I learn more about fragrances and maybe notes that I didn't realize that I liked. I'll be letting you guys know. So yeah, let me know in the comments, what are your favorite fragrance notes that you're obsessed with? I believe some of them will probably be in part two. And let me know what videos you're excited to see soon. So thank you very much for watching.